What is up, fish fam? I'm Dan from Michigan Aquatics, and today we're doing a little bit more quiet of a video. Today I'm doing a care guide on the pea puffer. Now you can see this is a pea puffer. This is my female. I'm pretty sure that she is about at her adult size. She's a lot less skittish than she used to be. But basically we're going to talk everything about a pea puffer, what you would do as a new owner, tank mates, tank size, requirements, etc. So obviously we'll start off with the price of these little guys, anywhere from $6 to $10. This little girl was $10. They get a little bit bigger than a pea. She is about an inch long on the dot, I would say, and her little buddy's right there. I don't know what's wrong with him, but they have a very high personality. If it would focus on her eyes, but it don't want to focus on anything right now. Let's see if it'll focus. It wants to, but it doesn't. For the tank size, you're going to want anything 3 gallons and up to about 30 gallons. They don't like an area too big. You'll never see them again if you put them in a tank that's too big. But the reason I say 3 instead of 5 gallons for one is mine is in a 3 gallon, and it is growing and thriving and extremely happy in this little 3 gallon tank, believe it or not. The requirements for having a pea puffer in a small tank or any tank is they're extremely shy and they don't like a lot of movement. So having tank mates with a lot of movement is an issue, and having very low plant and decorations is also something you don't want, because they can be very shy at times, especially when you first get them. Make sure you have a densely planted aquarium. Right now, all of my plants are growing in. Right now, I have some Vallisneria, some Jungle Val, some Bronze Crypt, more Val, and an Anubias right there. And I'm going to be getting more plants, probably some hairgrass, and I got some moss too. But she is pretty adapted to her environment. She can hide in between the rocks and the plants and not be seen by me at all. But the food, I actually got her some food already. Now, believe it or not, they're quite picky eaters, and they don't like anything that's too big. They will eat things that are really small though, and the only thing mine eats is snails and bloodworms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these bloodworms in, quite a bit of them, because I have a goby to feed as well. But you're going to see with these bloodworms how tiny they are. They're very, very thin, very small. And if you're wondering what brand it is, it's Omega 1. They have very thin and small bloodworms, and I strictly recommend it more than Hikari stuff, because usually their bloodworms are bigger. But the pea puffer will be able to eat a lot more, and you're stalking a rock. That's not a snail. But your puffer will be able to eat a lot more of the... Oh, you were stalking a bloodworm. Will be able to eat a lot more of the bloodworms if they're smaller, and Omega 1 is perfect for that. Now, we're already at 4 minutes. Feed once every day to every 2 to 3 days. That's how much I feed mine. Now let's answer one of the biggest questions. Do you have to trim their teeth or feed them snails so they can trim their own teeth with the snail shells? You do not. Their teeth, like all puffers, are constantly growing, but they grow at such a slow rate that it will never become a problem. But they do like having snails in their diet, and it provides a lot of calcium for their bone growth and tooth growth, so it just helps. For tank mates, anything really slow moving that can match their speed. anything like pencil fish, peacock gudgeons. My peacock gudgeon is going well. I yet still have to try out sparkling gourami. And though they do prefer to be alone, tank mates are possible, and they can live with them. The only issues you will more than likely have are the puffer nipping at the tails of any fish. As you can see, she does not bother my ghost shrimp. She leaves them be, which is very weird. You'd expect that a puffer would attack a shrimp, a crustacean. Now, is it possible to keep them with large sized snails, like large mystery snails? I'm on the fence about that. I have been trying it out, and it seems to be working, but the large blue mystery snail does get nipped a lot. He's all the way at the back, right over there, next to my 50-watt heaters, which barely do a thing. Now, if you're wondering what this tank is, this is the Tetra 3-gallon cube. It's a very stylish tank. I got some duckweed at the top, and the reason I like this so much for these slower moving fish, like bettas and puffers and pencil fish, is because the flow rate is extremely slow, yet it makes your water crystal clear. It is an amazing filter. It's the Tetra 1 through 3. It's an air pump powered filter, and it does wonders in this little tank. The reason you need a low flow rate is obviously because they don't swim with their tails like most other fish do. They swim with their fins, and they use their tail more for balance. Now, you can try to get them to eat dry foods. I haven't been successful with it yet. I'm going to try buying some Vibra Bites if I can find some. If you would like to send me some, leave your email down below, and I will connect with you. Nowhere near me has any. I don't get any of my fish stuff anywhere near me. I have a Pet Supplies Plus, that's it. Their pH can be anywhere from a 7.2 all the way up to an 8.0. Mine is at an 8.4, which is really high, but she is definitely thriving. I'll show you how to tell the difference from a male and a female. I probably already did it at the start of the video, but I'll put it here as well. The males usually are less wide. They have bars on the back of their eyes. They have a lot of yellow on them and less spots. You can see here comes the peacock gudgeon, stealing some bloodworms away, which is good because you don't need to eat anymore. And yes, the peacock gudgeon is quite a slow-moving fish. They're not a very rapid-moving fish like tetras are. They do, as a matter of fact, a lot of sitting mid-water and just sitting there. So that is my care guide for the pea puffer. If you have any additional questions, I will be live streaming tonight. So make sure you have the notification bell on. I'm 3 away from 400. It would be awesome if I could get there. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit it for me. And I'll see you all in the next video. Fish on. I really thought I was going to make all these bloodworms go to waste. Hey, El Diablo. I actually had an issue with El Diablo. Very recently. He almost ate my female convict whole. I'll put some pictures up. If you'd like me to upload the video, I will. I took a video. It's like a 3-minute video, but as you can see, they're both fine after it. But got some bloodworms in here to feed the cichlids. You can see she's definitely torn up. She was almost all the way in El Diablo's mouth, but El Diablo could not swallow her, nor could he spit her because her fins were flared. But working on pellet training the peacock bass. I'll be uploading some videos about that and how I'm doing it. Alright, and I'll see y'all later.